Welcome to Tech Topics. My name is Stephanie and I'm an assistive technology and activity specialist with Future Insight. I hope you'll like this video, subscribe to our channel, and check back frequently for more content. Today is all about formatting and editing with Microsoft Excel, and we're using Microsoft key commands. So whether you're using a mouse for most of your work, you have low vision, but you might experience some eye fatigue or eye strain, or you just want to know some more efficient and quick methods to perform tasks, or if you're using a screen reader such as JAWS, NVDA, or Windows Narrator, these Microsoft key commands are for all. That's what's beautiful about them. So let's dig in. All right, so we're talking about formatting and editing. The first thing we want to talk about is how to edit a single cell. Okay, so we're going to arrow down to a cell we can work with, and you can always check out our tutorial on basic navigation in Excel to learn how to manipulate the screen and work around it. But I'm going to arrow down.
Grocery items. Apples. A6.
I'm on apples. Okay, I'm going to practice workbook. This means that my workbook has a few pages in it. Okay, you can have different worksheets in the workbook, or you could even have a workbook that only has one worksheet. But this one has a few worksheets. We'll work with a couple of them today to make some formatting and editing changes. But this has a practice grocery list on here. All right. I'm under the groceries column and I'm on the word apples, and I want to change or edit this one cell. Apples is in
Apples. A6.
Happens to be in A6. So technically I want to edit A6 that has apples. I'm going to press the F2 key, and that might sound familiar as well. You can look back at our Explorer with Microsoft key commands tutorial, and we do talk about the F2 in there. So some of these things will become familiar because Microsoft key commands, many can carry over to other applications such as Word, Outlook, PowerPoint, etc. All right, let's press F2.
F2. Edit.
This brings
Grocery
up
items. Type in text.
So, I think I got off it. Hang
Escape.
on.
Apples.
There's apples.
A6.
F2.
F2. Practice groceries underline worksheet dash Excel.
Okay.
Edit. Apples.
I'm in the A6 apples. I'm on apples. And I pushed F2, and now I have this little editing field, this little area where I can work with apples. I could add things, I could change it entirely, do whatever I want here. It's like a little mini Word editor. Okay, so I can use all my keyboard commands just like I could in Microsoft Word. You may want to go over and check out that tutorial as well, right? Basic navigation in Microsoft Word with Windows key commands. All right, so I'm going to go to the end of the word. I'm going to go Control right arrow to move ahead by word.
Blank.
And I know I'm at the end, so I'm going to erase apples.
SELPPA.
All right, I erased apples, and then maybe I write applesauce.
APPLE.
All right, so if I want to make that change, I could just push enter, and I will return back to my Excel worksheet, and it will say applesauce instead of apple. I'm going to do that. Press enter.
Enter. Bananas. A7.
Oh, it was actually an A7.
Applesauce. A6.
Oh, no, it wasn't. All right.
Grocery. Applesauce. A6.
A6 applesauce. All right, so the change has been made and you're back in your worksheet. Now let's say I press F2.
F2. Leaving table. Edit.
And I'm back in that
Applesauce.
little editor field, and it says
Applesauce.
applesauce. Maybe I want it to just say apple again. I didn't really, I don't like applesauce. I want it to go back to apple. All right, I'm going to move ahead word by word here in this little edit field.
Sauce. Blank.
And I'm at the end of sauce down. I'm going to erase sauce, backspace out of those letters.
CUAS.
And now it just says
Apple.
apple. Okay, and I could hit enter.
Enter. Bananas.
And I'm going to arrow up back to A6.
Apple.
And
A6.
there's it just says apple. All right, one last time. So if you press F2,
F2. Edit.
all right,
Type in
and
text.
you want to make the changes, you do whatever you want to make those things happen, and you press enter, and that will make the changes. But let's say I am here, it says apple,
Space.
and I type in sauce again. But this time I say, oh wait, I don't want to make that change. I liked it the way it was. So if you don't want to make the change, you just hit escape. And that will take you back to your worksheet without making the change.
Escape. Apple. A6.
And again, it just says apple.
Apple.
Okay? I did not keep the change of applesauce in that last demonstration. All right, so we know how to change and work with a little edit field with the F2, and we're working with single cells. Okay? Now let's talk about sorting. We can sort ascending or descending. Let's sort ascending first. I'm going to move to the right to the end of this region, the data region, and that would be a control right arrow.
14.76.
And then I'm going to arrow up.
Cost total.
There's
D5.
my cost total. All right. I'm going to tell you what's here at the top. We're going to do a control left arrow.
Grocery item.
All right, I'm at the beginning of the columns. It says grocery items. If I arrow to the right,
Quantity. B5.
all right, that'll be how many of each item did I buy.
Cost per one item.
This is
C5.
cost for one of those items.
Cost total.
And that would be the total cost. All right, so if I bought one banana, it would be in the cost per item. But if my quantity was 5, then my total cost would be the 5 times the price per item. Anyways, I'm in the total cost column, and I can just arrow down one.
14.76.
And if I want to sort ascending, which would mean the lowest priced down to the highest price, all I have to do is do an Alt A, then S for sort, and then A for ascending. All right, so Alt A to get into the ribbon, and then S for sort, and separately A for ascending. I'll do that.
Alt A, upper ribbon, S, leaving menus, leaving ribbons, 1.68.
All right, now my lowest item,
1.68.
it's
D6.
sorting from lowest to highest, is 1.68. I'll arrow down a couple.
3.95, 5.07, 5.12, 5.38.
All right, so
D10.
I'm going to go to the bottom of the data region and see what the most expensive was, the highest. Control arrow down.
49.7.
$49.7 on. I'm going to go to the left, the beginning of this data region, and we'll see what item costs that much. Control left arrow.
Olive oil. Ace.
Olive oil, but I purchased
5.
5 bottles of olive oil, and cost per item was
9.94.
9.94, which that's why it was $49. All right, this is all, this isn't real. It's a pretend sheet. All right, so we were able to sort. You notice the groceries followed the prices. So when I sorted lowest to highest, my groceries were then resorted. All the data was sorted lowest to highest price that matched that item. So let's go to the top of this data region in the groceries.
Grocery items.
All right,
A5.
so watch this.
Peas.
Peas was
A6.
the least expensive. If I arrow down,
Strawberries. A7.
I'm in strawberries. All right, those
3.95.
were
D7.
3.95.
Contains strawberry. Chicken breast.
Chicken
A8.
breast.
5.07.
All right.
Chicken breast.
So all I have to
A8.
do here is to swing over from the beginning of the data region to the end of the data region, and I can skip the middle 2 columns. I can skip the quantity and the cost per item. So again, I'll arrow down one to a grocery item.
Crackers. A9.
All right, crackers. I'm going to just swing over to the end of the data region, control right arrow.
5.12.
And those were
B9. Contains formula.
$5.12. I'm going to swing back to the grocery item to the beginning of the data region, control left arrow.
Crackers.
I'm going to
A9.
arrow down to the next cell,
Salmon. A10.
salmon. Now I can swing over to the end of the data region, control right arrow.
5.38.
5.38, that's
Contains
pretty
format.
darn cheap for salmon. These are made up situations. Control left arrow to go back to salmon.
Salmon.
All
A10.
right. So I can skip over those middle two. See,
1.
I bought one
B10.
salmon.
5.38.
It was only 5.38, so the total therefore was.
5.38.
All right, so I skipped
B10.
those middle two columns
Salmon.
by going to the beginning and the end of the data region with the control left arrow and the control right arrow. All right, next we want to notice, I'm going to go to the top of the groceries.
Grocery items. A5.
Let's arrow to cost per item.
Quantity. Cost per one item.
Now
C5.
arrow down, cost per one item.
1.68.
Now listen to
C6.
these figures, 1.68.
3.95. 5.07. 2.5.
None of them have dollar signs, so you might want to put dollar signs in your worksheet. So I'm going to go to the top of this region with control up arrow.
Cost per one item. C5.
Then I'm going to arrow down to the first price.
1.68.
Now this you
C6.
do have to select, okay? When I sorted, I did not have to highlight or select the cells. Okay, select and highlight, same thing. But in the act of adding a dollar sign to this column, I have to select or highlight the figures. So I'm one below the title. I don't want a dollar sign in front of the column header. So I'm in that first figure and I'm going to select the rest of the data region. So reading a data region or moving ahead a data region to the end of it is control down arrow. So if I add the shift, I can select or highlight all the way down to the end of the data region. So I'm going to do control, shift, arrow down.
Control shift down arrow. Select.
And it even,
C6.
yeah.
1.68. C61. 9.94.
All right, it even
Quick
said,
analysis available.
it even said it went from C8 or whatever it was to C61, whatever the numbers were. It told you the cells it actually highlighted or selected. Now, if you want to add a quick dollar sign, all you have to do is a control, shift, and the number 4. Control, shift, number 4.
Control shift 4.
All right, now let's try this out.
$1.68.
And I'm going to arrow down in this cost per item.
$3.95. $5.07. $2.56.
All right, and it's all there. The dollar sign is in all of these items. The next thing we have to do, I have a little set of instructions at the top. Look at what I put up here. And I'm going to do a control home to go to the A1 top left cell.
Sort cost total ascending lowest to highest and save.
All right, we did that. Let's arrow down.
Show US dollar in the cost per one.
We did show the US dollar and the cost per item in our last task on this page, worksheet.
Change the color in the grocery items to red and save.
Change the color to red. I'm not saving right now because I'm just demonstrating. I don't really need to save it because I might use this again to demonstrate elsewhere. So I don't want to save my changes. But if you wanted to, you would do a Control S. Control S to save your changes. All right, so I'm going to arrow down. Now I have to make all my grocery column red.
Blank. Grocery items.
All right,
A5.
there's my grocery items, and I'm going to include the column header this time. And I'm just going to select the rest of this data region of grocery items going down to the end of the region of the groceries with a control shift down arrow. Remember, control down arrow moves to the end of the data region. So control shift data selects to the end of the data region.
Control shift down arrow. Select. A5. Grocery items. A61. Olive oil. Quick analysis available.
All right, it even told us all the way down to olive oil, okay? And that was the bottom item. Remember, that was the most expensive one. Remember, because currently we're sorted by the total cost from lowest to highest. So olive oil is the last grocery item. So all those are selected or highlighted, okay? Now I want to change the font color to red. So the quickest, most efficient way to do that would be to bring out our old Alt-Q command that might seem familiar to you in other tutorials, okay? So Alt-Q brings up a search field where I can, type in something that might be in the ribbon instead of having to navigate through the upper ribbon and the lower ribbon and arrow and tab and try to find it. I can just search the ribbon and get at the action I want to take here very quickly. So that would be Alt Q. All right, Alt Q, then I'm going to type red, then I'm going to arrow down for the best action that I would take. Alt Q.
Alt Q.
Red.
Ribbon R.
And then I'm going to arrow down.
6. Best action group. Red. 1 of 1. Font color. To move through items, press up or down arrow.
All right, so the best action is at the top, and it says red font color. I want that, so I'm going to hit enter.
Enter. Leaving menus. Practice groceries underline worksheet down.
All right, now
Analysis lens. Formatting.
let's arrow up.
Grocery items.
All right, let's arrow down.
P's. A6.
I'm in the middle of this, so it's on P's. Let's do an insert F, which will tell us some of this formatting and font information.
Font and formatting colon. Text color red. Background
All
color
right, it's
white.
red.
Calibri. Regular.
All right, so it's red. That's awesome, isn't it? So now let's talk about doing some change in the font style. Let's listen again. We heard the color. We're doing insert F. Listen to a couple other pieces of information here.
Font and formatting colon. Text color red. Background color white. Calibri. Regular. 11 point. Highlighted. Horizontal alignment general.
All right, it's the style of the writing is Calibri and it's 11 font. It is red like we wanted it, but let's do a little other formatting with it. I'm going to select this text again in this data region.
Grocery items.
And
A5.
I'm going to do the Control Shift arrow down to select that data region of the groceries again.
Control Shift down arrow. Select. A5.
So now,
Grocery items. A61. Olive oil. Quick analysis available.
so now if I want to get to some of the quick changes I could make, I could do an Alt H to get into the ribbon and FF. Alt H, FF. Alt H for the home area and then FF. Here we go.
Alt H. Upper ribbon. F. F. Leaving menus. Edit. Calibri. Type in text.
Okay. Right now that Calibri.
FF.
Right now it's in the Calibri. I can start to type and I can arrow up and down. There's a million types of choices here. But I'm going to start typing Arial. A-R-I.
A-R-I. Arial.
Arial was filled in, but let's just arrow down. Arial.
Arabic typesetting. Arial.
All right, Arial is there. I could hit enter and the grocery column would now be red, but it also would be Arial. Or I could tab.
Upper ribbon. Font size edit combo. 11. Alt followed by H. FS.
All right, and now I could change this font size. It's 11 right now. I could just type in or arrow up and down to pick some different options, but it's just as easy to type a number. Maybe I'll make it 13, just to bump it up.
1, 3.
All right, and now let's just go ahead and press enter.
Enter. Leaving menus. Leaving ribbons. Table practice groceries underline worksheet. Analysis lens.
Yes, yes. So let's
Blank. Grocery items. P's.
let's see what it says now for our insert F for information.
Font and formatting colon. Text color red. Background color white. Calibri. Regular. 13 point. Highlighted. Horizontal alignment general.
Okay, it took the 13, but it didn't take the Arial. That's quite interesting.
Strawberries. Font and formatting colon. Text color red. Background color white. Calibri.
All right, I'm going to do it again because
Grocery
I'm
item.
stubborn
Blank.
and that is irritating.
Grocery items.
All right, let's
A5.
select the region, the data region, Control Shift down arrow.
Control Shift down arrow. Select.
All right, and now
A5. Grocery items. A61. Olive oil. Quick analysis available.
let's do Alt H, FF. So Alt H takes you to that home of the upper ribbon, and I can't talk. Fonts and formatting, FF. So I'm going to do this. Alt H.
Upper ribbon. F. F. Leaving menus.
All right.
Edit. Calibri. Type in
All
text.
right, let's type Arial.
A-R-I. Arial.
All right, no, I'm just going to hit enter because we already changed the text size.
Enter. Upper ribbon. Expanded. Ribbon. Home tab.
All right.
2 of 12. Alt. Leaving menus. Leaving ribbon. Grocery items.
Let's see what it does now.
Font and formatting : text color red, background color white, Arial, regular, 13 point.
Okay, it made those changes now. I think it was because I was arrowing around in there too much. All right, so Alt HFF, and you can quickly get to the font, right, for the Arial or Times New Roman or whatever you want to make it. And you could tab to also do the size in the same task, and then type in, 12, 13, 14, or hit your arrow keys and then hit enter. You can also hit Alt HFS if you want to go directly to size, but nothing else. You want to do Alt HFS, and you could get directly into the sizing. Okay. All right, so we've done some things here. Now this might look a bit funky. Let's maybe we're gonna make it even bigger and then see how we can get the height and width to maybe fit. So I'm gonna make the size even bigger. I'll show you the Alt HFS.
Alt H, upper ribbon.
And then
Expanded F.
Oh, I forgot to select, sorry. Hang on.
Leaving menus, grocery items.
I gotta first
A5,
select.
Ps.
I got
Grocery
too
items.
exuberant. I'm going to Control Shift arrow down to select the data region of all the grocery items.
Control Shift down arrow. Select A5. Grocery items.
All right.
A61. Olive oil. Quick analysis available.
Now we're going to do Alt H together and then FS for the size.
Upper ribbon. F. S. Leaving menus. Edit. 13.
Okay.
Type in text.
Says 13. Let's
Alt followed
make
by
it.
H. FS.
Let's make it 16
1. 6.
and hit enter.
Enter. Upper ribbon. Expanded. Ribbon. Home tab. 2 of 12. Alt followed by H.
Okay.
Leaving menu. Grocery items.
Let's check it out. Insert
A6.
F.
Font and formatting : text color red, background color white, Arial, regular, 16 point.
All right, it's pretty big now. Now things just might look a little funky, right? So we don't know. Things could be spilling over. Things could just be not looking great. So we're going to make the auto height and auto width of these cells a little better, okay? Now it's a little tricky here because if you have limited vision or some low vision, you're gonna see if your changes look nice for you. But if you have no vision and you're making some changes, it's not a bad thing to run it through some options to have a visual look at it. You could do a few things. You could they have like Ray-Ban Meta AI smart glasses, and you could look at your screen, take a picture and ask AI some things, or you could ask a volunteer through Be My Eyes on the glasses. You can also have Be My AI on your computer and run it through that and just say, are the cells spilling over? You can ask follow-up questions with the AI even. You can ask, a family or friend, a coworker. But when you're working with these spreadsheets, it is not a bad thing to have someone look at them over when you're done. Because, you could mess with them so much and think you're being very creative, but it might visually look quite alarming. Or unprofessional, right? So I'm going to select this time. Let me get
Grocery
to
items.
groceries.
A5.
So I want to select everything in this table, all the grocery items, like all the quantities, all the cost per items, and all the totals. That's everything in that table. So I want to select everything across and everything down. Okay, so I'm going to do Control Shift right arrow and follow it up by holding down on the Control Shift still and arrowing down. So it's Control Shift right arrow and then down arrow and then let go of everything. I'm going to do that.
Control Shift right arrow. Control Shift down arrow. Select A5. Grocery items. D61. 49.7. Quick analysis available.
All right, so it even told me that it picked groceries, right, in that first left-hand area of the table, all the way down to the lower right end of the table where I had my highest item, grocery item. So everything is selected here. And now I am going to do a shortcut for making sure things are auto-fitting for the height and the width. So Alt-H-O-I does the width, okay? And Alt-H-O-A does the height. All right, so an Alt-H together, then an O, then an I.
Upper ribbon, O. Cell size, leaving menus, leaving ribbons. Table practice groceries, underline worksheet dash Excel. Selected range, A5. Grocery items, D61, 49.7.
And it's still highlighted or selected, so now I can follow up as long as you don't touch anything else on your keyboard with Alt-H together, then O, then A.
Upper ribbon, O. Cell size, leaving menus, leaving ribbons.
All right.
Selected range, A5. Grocery items, D61, 4.
Okay, so
analysis lens.
Yes. All right, so now
Table practice, grocery items.
we have attempted to make the cells height and width fitting a little better. Again, you might want some eyes on that, whether it's AI or a person. All right, so we're going to go to the next worksheet, and that would be in this workbook to go, or any workbook to go to the next worksheet. You would do a control page up.
Second tasks.
Right.
End of sheet.
And I've got second tasks. Let's do a control home to go to the very top.
Sort grocery items by descending Z to A and save. A1.
All right. So now it says on this page, a worksheet, it says we have to sort grocery items for descending from the Z to A, basically. And when you sort, the system knows whether it's dealing with words or numbers. So, for example, when I sorted the cost total on the first worksheet, and I did it ascending, it knew it was numbers, so it put those numbers lowest to highest. If I had done that in the groceries, it would know to put the alphabetical, A first through Z. That would be ascending. The A is the first letter of the alphabet down to the last letter of the alphabet. So now we're going to do descending for the grocery items. And I have the same information on this worksheet, just so we can work with some uniformity here. So I'm going to go down to groceries.
Merge cells. Grocery items. A5.
All right. And I'm going to arrow down 1.
Apples.
And
A6.
here I don't have to select or highlight anything. To sort, you don't have to do that. Now I'm going to just press Alt-A to get into the menu, and then we're going to hit S for sorting, and this time D separately for descending. So Alt-A together, then S, then D. Here we go.
Alt-A. Upper ribbon. S. Leaving menus. Leaving ribbons.
All right.
Zucchini.
Zucchini.
A6.
All right.
Grocery items.
Here's grocery
A5.
items. Let's arrow down.
Zucchini.
So
A6.
now it's zucchini. Let's arrow down.
Yogurt. Vegetable oil. Tuna. Tomatoes. Tea.
Okay,
A11.
so it's going from Z to A. So it knows the difference between numbers and words and how to sort them. Now I'm going to go back up to groceries to the top of the data region with a control arrow up.
Grocery items.
And I'm going to go over to total, control right arrow.
Cost total. D5.
Now watch, the total and all the other data follows the sorting. So my zucchini price is going to be here for the total.
9.12.
Okay.
D6.
And then I
Contains
can
formula.
go back, control left arrow to the beginning of the data region,
A6.
arrow down.
Yogurt. A7.
Yogurt, I can skip those middle columns if I want and go to the end of the data region, control right arrow.
11.46.
So I spent
D7.
that much on
Contains
yogurt
yogurt.
and
A7.
so on. Okay, so that is a nice way to do that. We're also going to, on this page,
Zucchini.
I think I'll,
Grocery items.
groceries.
A5. Quantity.
Let's
B5.
go to
Cost per one item.
cost per
C5.
one item. And this time let's do percentages.
9.12.
So we
C6.
don't have dollar signs anymore here because we're on a different worksheet and they were not, placed here. They were on the other worksheet. We have nothing here in the cost per item. We just have the figures.
5.73. 5.63. 8.14.
All right, let's
C0.
select the data
Cost per one
region.
item. 9.12. C6.
And that would be Control Shift arrow down.
Control Shift down arrow.
And let's
select C6, 9.12, C61, 3.69.
This time,
quick analysis available.
Yeah. We're going to give it a percentage instead of a $sign. And that is a Control Shift number 5. Hold them all down together and then release. Control Shift number 5.
Control Shift 5.
So these are going to be some crazy percentages.
All right, 573%.
Big percentages because they were, figures that were really meant for dollar amounts.
563%. 814%.
All right.
C9.
So let's say, I didn't really mean to do that. I want it back to the, regular 5 point whatever, the figure without the $sign, the way we had it. We can undo our last task here, and this might be a familiar key command that we did in Word. If you look over for that tutorial, we can do Control Z. So Z kind of goes back and forth like you're scrubbing, right? So we're going to scrub out that last task, and we hold down the Control key plus the letter Z, then release.
Undo. Select C6.
All right, now
9, cost per one item.
Let's arrow
C5.
down. We're going to arrow down.
9.12, 5.7, 5.
And thank goodness that's a normal again. Those are some crazy percentages. All right, let's go to this top of the whole worksheet with the Control Home to go to the A1 cell, the beginning.
Sort grocery items by descending Z to A and save.
All right, we did that. Let's arrow down.
Merge cells so what is written now in A1 is spread out from A1 to C1 and save.
We
A2.
want to, and I'm not saving things because I'm using this for other purposes. I don't really want to keep the changes. But if you want to save again, you would press Control plus S. Control S to save after a task. All right, just make note, once you do a Control S, you can't really undo anymore with Control Z. But at the same time, you don't want to lose your work. So Control S, as long as you know you did something correct that you really want changed, you can do Control S. All right, so now we want to merge what's in cell A1, which is that set of instructions. I'll let you hear it again. This is what's in A1.
Sort grocery items by descending Z to A and save. A1.
Okay, it even said A1. All that is in A1. Let's arrow down again and hear this.
Merge cells so what is written now in A1 is spread out from A1 to C1 and save.
All right, we want to merge, and we want to take up all of A1, B1, and C1 for that set of instructions that's in A1 right now. We want to spread it out. All right, so first we're going to go up to A1 again.
Sort grocery items by descending Z to A and save. A1.
All right, that's already highlighted or selected because that's where I'm at right now. And I need to highlight or select B1 and C1 to go along with it. Okay, so if we arrow to the right, we move ahead cell by cell. But if I add shift to it, then we move ahead, and we're going to select ahead, cell by cell. So shift right arrow selects ahead cell by cell. Here we go.
Select B1, select C1.
All right, now I've technically selected A1 through C1 because A1 was already highlighted or selected. And now to merge, you can just do Alt-H, MM. Okay, so Alt-H together and then MM.
Alt-H, upper ribbon, expanded, M. Upper ribbon, leaving menus, leaving ribbons, selected range. Sort grocery items by descending Z to A and save. A1 through C1.
All right, did you hear that? It made the change. Now it says A1 through C1.
Sort grocery items by descending Z to A and save. A1 through C1.
Okay, it takes away the cell walls, so to speak, and you just kind of expand it, you add it onto your house. And now A1's house is taking up space A1 through C1. And that's how you merge, okay? The last thing I think I'll show you today is how to insert a column or a row. It's kind of short and sweet, but we'll do it. So we'll arrow down. Say I thought of another grocery item. All right.
Merge cells. So
I'm going to
merge cells.
Go to
groceries.
I'm going to arrow down a few.
Zucchini, yogurt, vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil. I'm going to stop there. Say I want to insert a whole entire row. Okay. Now here's a great way you could just do another shortcut, which we haven't talked about yet. Shift F10. Shift F10 is similar to the, another menu that we can get at, not the ribbons, okay, but another menu. So let's do Shift F10.
Shift F, group, cut, 1 of 3.
Okay,
Remove
now
the
remember I
selection
was
and put it
on
the clipboard so you can paste it somewhere else.
Remember I was
To move through items, press up or down arrow.
Remember oh my goodness, I was on vegetable oil. All right, so I'm going to arrow down through these choices.
Copy. Paste special ... unavailable. Insert ...
All right, I want to insert.
Insert cells left paren control plus shift plus equals right paren.
So I'm going to hit enter because I want to work. It says insert ... It means there's more than one option in here. All right, so I'm going to hit enter.
Leaving menus. Vegetable oil. AA. Alt plus I. Shift cells right radio button checked. 1 of 4. To change the selection, press up or down arrow.
All right, I'm going to use arrow keys.
Alt plus shift cells down radio button checked. Entire row radio button checked. Entire column radio button checked.
But I want to insert...
4, entire row radio button checked.
I want to insert an
3
entire
of 4.
row.
To change the selection, press up or down arrow. Alt plus R.
And they give you the shortcut key as well, but if you don't know, as long as you remember Shift F10, you can arrow down through some items, no matter whether you're in Excel or Word, and so on. You're going to find some information and options, Shift F10, and then arrow down through the options. All right, because we don't always remember keyboard commands. So if you can remember Shift F10 and arrow down, you'll find your path. If you can do Alt Q and then type in something you would like to do, it searches the ribbon of how to do it, and then you arrow down. So those are some important things to remember if you can't remember all these key commands I'm giving you. But again, I want to insert entire row, so I'm going to hit enter.
Enter. Blank.
All right, now let's...
Yogurt. Blank.
All right, it puts the row on above where you were.
Vegetable oil.
We were on vegetable oil, so it adds the row
blank
above it. All right, and so we could type in, I'm going to type in a non-grocery item just so we recognize this was something we added. So I'm going to type couch. I want to buy a couch.
C-U-C-H.
Getting kind of strange here.
Blank.
I'm going to buy one couch. The quantity is 1. I arrow to the right, cell by cell, to fill this out. So I want 1 couch, quantity
1.
I'm going to arrow to the right again.
1. Blank. C8.
Okay. Cost per item, right? I'm going to make it $1,000.
Dollar.
Oh, I don't need the dollar.
1.
I didn't do it for the others.
0, 0, 0.
All right. And then arrow to the right to go ahead 1 cell.
Blank. D8.
And of course that would be 1,000 as well.
1, comma, 0, 0.
All right, let's see what we've got here. I'm going to go to the beginning of this data region.
Couch. A8. Yogurt. Couch. Vegetable oil. Couch.
Couch.
1.
1
B8.
couch.
1,000. C. 1,000.
Okay.
D8.
1 couch, $1,000.
Couch.
But notice, because I inserted my couch in between
Yogurt.
and vegetable oil, it's not, it messes up the order, correct? You know, now it's not completely descending anymore. So I might want to do another sorting. All right. And remember, you don't have to select or highlight sort. I'm just already in this column of my grocery items. I'm going to do an Alt-A, S-D to sort descending again. Okay, Alt-A,
Alt-A, upper ribbon,
S-D.
Leaving menus, leaving ribbons, vegetable oil.
All right,
A8.
so now,
yogurt, vegetable oil.
You see, couch isn't there anymore. It fixed it, it put it where it needs to be. It's got to be more near the bottom of this row of grocery items. So let's control arrow down to the bottom of the data region.
Apples, A62.
And we're going to arrow, we're at the bottom. I'm going to arrow up to find couch.
Avocados, bacon, bananas, bell peppers, blueberries, bread, broccoli, butter, canned beans, canned tomato, carrots, celery, cereal, cheese, chicken, chips, coffee, corn, couch.
There's the couch. All right, so now let's say I don't want this anymore. You know, I changed my mind. I don't want couch in here. So we got to talk about deleting a row, the entire row. So you leave it on this item. That's the first item, the grocery item, couch. And again, we go back to Shift F10.
Shift F group. Cut. Right. 1 of 3.
Now
Remove the selection
we're gonna arrow down to delete.
Copy. Paste special dot, insert dot dot dot. Delete dot dot dot.
This time I want to
Two-
delete, so I'm gonna hit enter on delete.
And leaving menus. Delete. Shift cells left radio button.
And it talks about moving the cells, but I want to delete the entire row, so I'm gonna arrow down.
Shift cells up radio button. Entire row radio button checked.
That's what I
3 of
want to
4.
delete. I want to delete this entire row, so I hit enter.
Enter. Corn. A43. Crackers.
And now
A42.
couch.
Cucumber. Cracker. Corn. Coffee. A4.
Couch is now gone, that whole row, okay? Likewise, you can insert entire columns and you can delete entire columns in the same method by doing Shift F10, arrow down to insert, hit enter, and you just arrow down to entire column instead of entire row. So that's how you can add more information to your table. So we'll stop here. This is quite a bit to practice and to work on. So we've talked about how to sort ascending, how to sort descending, how to change a font color to, in the case here we did red, but you can do font color, how to add the dollar sign, how to add the percent sign, how to merge, how to add a row and add or delete a row, which then you could, also delete and add columns. We've done quite a bit here, so I think that you could peruse that, practice, find a spreadsheet you can work on and navigate around it, see what you can do. It's great to find a spreadsheet that it doesn't matter, or just don't save your changes. Okay, if you don't save your changes, then you could easily just play with it. You won't hurt anything. And have fun with it. Spreadsheets can be fun. So thank you for joining us for this tutorial, and I hope you will be back for the next one.